New territory for Draper. He's never made it this far before in a major tournament. Novak Djokovic is out. Carlos Alcaraz is out as well. But despite that, Liam Brodie told talkSPORT it will be incredibly tough for Draper to go all the way.
I think that's kind of the fortunate thing sometimes. If you take the spot of one of the top seeds, it does soften the draw slightly. But it also shows that he's capable of going as deep as the top players as well. Medvedev is a tough ask. I love Jack to pieces. I want him to win the whole thing. But, you know, Medvedev's been crushing a few guys over the last few rounds, and he's a US Open champion. It'll be a big ask, but if he comes through that, he's going to be one of the favourites for the tournament.
Joining us for more on this right now, former British tennis star Barry Cowan. Morning, Barry.
Good morning, Barry. How are you?
Yeah, very good. I have to say, I've never fallen asleep on commentary, but I might have done if it was the Isner-Mahut 70-68 match a few years ago.
I remember it, mate.
Look, I'll tell you what. We look at Jack Draper, and you look at his record against Alex, and he's lost the 3 previous contests they've had. But I just wonder whether that's even relevant with the way that Draper's playing at the moment.
Well, I think the last match, it kind of is a little relevant. They played in Acapulco, guys, and that week, actually, Jack did brilliantly to reach the stage that he did, but because he was under the weather. He wasn't 100% fit, and in the end, he had to pull out at 4-love in the third. So tough conditions there in Acapulco. The heat and humidity has been tough in New York, although it's easing a little bit. And that would be my fear. The longer the match goes, the more I would definitely favour De Minaur, because physically how strong he is, he's so quick. But I think Jack definitely has the firepower. But, you know, what Liam Brodie touched on, and for me is very relevant. It was very relevant last night with Zverev against Fritz. Zverev is the better player. But when you've got quarterfinal of a Grand Slam, you know, both players are looking to reach a semi-final for the first time. It's De Minaur's 4th quarterfinal. Often it can be more than who is the better tennis player. It's who handles the situation, who can attack it. And I think for Jack, let's hope he can just be fearless, which he has been. You know, ever since the first time I saw him play Djokovic on the centre court at Wimbledon, when he threw everything at Djokovic in that first set, I think you've just got to embrace the challenge. The pressure's on De Minaur, and maybe that's where Jack can strike.
Barry, are there any similarities to the run that Emma Raducanu went on in 2021? And also, what would you say are Jack's big, strong left-hander? What are his main qualities? What are his main strengths?
I think great questions. Let's deal with the first question first. I think, you know, that there are big differences because Emma came through qualifying, and so she just, you know, burst through the draw.
Yep.
Jack I think his progression actually has been great because it's been gradual. It hasn't just been a rapid rise. He's had to deal with quite a few issues in terms of physically. He's played a lot of matches. I mean, for me, that is the key. He's played a lot of tennis this year. He's got those miles in the legs. And you know, you just got to. What was the second question? Sorry?
Main strengths.
Well, he reminds me a lot of Murray in terms of that will to win, just that competitive spirit. So whatever happens, he's just going to keep fighting for every single point. And I think he moves, for someone who's tall, he moves well. Where Jack had been trying to change his game, and I think I've really seen a big improvement in the last few weeks. He played well in Cincinnati. He used to be essentially a grinder. He used to be someone who was a counter-attacker because he actually, believe it or not, guys, he wasn't very tall when he was young. So he just had to rely on just scrambling around the court. But now I think he's adding that attacking part to his game, serving, volleying, being more aggressive. He's not going, in my opinion, he is not going to beat De Minaur by trying to out-rally him, by playing from the back. He's going to have to take risks. He's going to have to play up the court. You can't hit De Minaur off the court in terms of power, but you can't wait for things to happen.
When you talk, Barry, about conditions there and stamina coming into play, I just look, Jack's not dropped a set in this tournament so far, so theoretically he should be the fresher of the two, shouldn't he?
Yes, he hasn't dropped a set, but he hasn't played anyone with the calibre of De Minaur. I mean, he has, the draw has opened up. I mean, you still got to be able to beat who's in front of you, but it has been kind to him. I mean, with Alcaraz losing, obviously that opened up Jack's draw. So I think this is a big step up in class. For me, I know he beat Alcaraz at Queen's. Did Draper earlier in the summer, but if he was to beat De Minaur, who's a top 10 player, he's going to go even higher than that. after this week, this would be Jack's best win of his career, without a shadow of a doubt, because this is the first time he's been in this position. I think he talks great. You only have to hear him in the interviews. He's very level-headed. He's someone that has always respected people around him. And in the great team that he's got, he's going to be fully prepared. Really, really looking forward to it. And the way the draw has panned out, it's a funny old draw with Djokovic and Alcaraz losing. Yeah. It's been sort of opportunity knocks. The bottom half is great to see two Americans. They're great friends in Tiafoe and Fritz. But I do feel the top half is the strong. I actually see the winner of Medvedev and Sinner as being the one who actually will win the title at the end of the week.
Well, you mentioned it there, Barry. Looking at it, and now being part of the British sporting media myself, I think I'm allowed to get carried away, like we all do. And I'm looking at that draw, and obviously you mentioned Medvedev and Sinner. They're only two left in the tournament that have won kind of the major titles. So you would hope, like naturally thinking, with some of the bigger names going out, the fact of the question I'm asking you is, has he got a chance of going the full way and winning it?
Well, if you're in the quarterfinals and you win tonight, you absolutely have got a chance, because I don't know if you remember, but 2020, it was the COVID year, and Djokovic got defaulted. And then it was who could handle the pressure trying to win their first Grand Slam. And Zverev had the opportunity, served for the championship at 5-4 and at 6-5. And it got the better of him. Team won it, and Team never won another title and is actually retiring this year. And Zverev still hasn't won a Grand Slam. So you've got that pressure. I mean, if Jack, I mean, the scenario is Sinner has done it. You know, he is the world number one.
Yep.
I've got an inkling for Medvedev. I haven't, with what's gone on with Sinner off the court ahead of the tournament. Yeah. I someone like Medvedev beat Sinner at Wimbledon, and obviously I'm always someone who will push towards people that have done it before. I think it counts for so much. So, you know, the fact that Sinner and Medvedev have that experience of major winners, albeit Medvedev's only won one, but it was the US Open, and he did beat Djokovic, so he knows how to play under pressure, I think.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.